The train let out a mighty screech and come to a halt at the Fort Scott station, just like it was hollerin'. "That's it, young un, you're on your lonesome from here on out." Wyatt stepped off with his hat yanked low over his eyes and a stride full o' grit, lookin' for all the world like one o' them western heroes who jest got skinned at cards and was fixin' to settle the score. He carried hisself like a reg'lar man o' the world, but truth be told, he warn't but 21 years old, with a few creases from the dust and frets o' the West. And one extra crease from that time he tried cooking beans over a campfire and his bowl went up in flames like a 4th o' July sparkler. Half the chores done, he mumbled to hisself. Time to be more'n a name whispered in them smoky saloons. He left his saddle set in right thar in the dusty street at the edge o' town and moseyed into a livery stable to hunt up a horse. The dealer, a feller with a belly like an oak barrel, or meb too, if you eyed him sideways, greeted him with a grin wide as a circus tent, like he was peddlin' tickets to the grandest show on earth. "Young feller, you got sharp eyes," he says, pointing to a frisky colt. "This here hoss can handle thirst like a camel and pull like a mule. And he don't chaw on hats. My last customer was plumb riled when his hoss et his hat plumb off his head." Wyatt give the critter a once-over, who was shaking his mane like he was saying, "Take me or leave me, but if you leave me, I'll take a nip at your britches." "What's his name?" "Rowdy. As in unruly, but don't fret none, it's just a name. He don't bite much." "And how much you a skin?" $60. Wyatt hiked up an eyebrow, like he just heard the sorriest joke this side o' the Mississippi. "For that much, I'd expect him to pay my board at the inn, shine my boots, and meb warble me a tune come evening. I'll give you 50, seein' as it's all I got, and my last 2 cents is hid in my hat, just in case o' hard times." "Done! We got a bargain." The dealer chuckled, slapping him on the shoulder like he just traded for the moon. "But don't go tellin' folks, or you'll spoil the market price." With his new-bought hoss snortin' like he was a skin. "War to, boss?" Wyatt picked up a fresh beaver felt hat and set off at an easy lope toward Lamar. After a day's ride, Rowdy tried to munch every bush along the trail. Wyatt fetched up at the blacksmith shop o' Tom Bennett. They prospected for gold together out west, goin' through scrapes that'd test a man's metal plumb through. So Tom knowed well that Wyatt was a square shooter, incorruptible as they come, a partner who wouldn't trade his friendship for a gold nugget or even a juicy steak. "Howdy, Tom!" Wyatt hollered from the doorway. The blacksmith, his face all smudged with soot, turned and stared a spell, then dropped his tongs with a clang that spooked every hoss in earshot. "Oh, law! Wyatt Earp, you old sinner! Come give me a hug! But mind yourself, I'm so grimy you'll look like a spotted dog after. Watch it, Tom, don't smut me up. I paid $5 for this hat, and I aim to look like a gentleman, not a chimney sweep what's tumbled in the coal heap." They hugged, and Wyatt eyed Tom's arms in wonder. "You've growed wider'n an oak stump. Did you eat all the hosses, shoes and all? And you're taller'n a ship's mast. Tell me, did you come to Lamar huntin' gold or fixin' to get hitched? Or meb to steal my custom with your charm?" Wyatt laughed loud, his guffaw echoing through the shop like thunder. "Not gold, not a wife. Meb something harder to snare, folks respect. Or just a soft bed, 'cause I'm weary o' sleepin' on the ground. Last time I woke with a scorpion on my hat. Lucky it warn't on my noggin." In the days that followed, Wyatt lent a hand with the shoein', workin' like he was possessed by the devil hisself. Customers was plumb astonished at how quick the jobs went. "That feller shoes hosses faster'n I can swig a beer." Word spread like prairie fire through the saloon. A stranger, hard-working as Old Nick, started at the blacksmith's. "Name's Wyatt. And no, he ain't the devil, but his mustache looks like he signed a pact with him." The town of Lamar had just suffered a shameful fix. The old tax collector had lit out with folks' money, lured by the siren call o' California gold. Now the community was smartin' and all adrift, huntin' a reliable man, not another rascal who'd say, "Much obliged for the donation, I'm off to the seashore." Sheriff Henry Harrington come visitin' the Bennett folks. He stepped into the barn where Wyatt was shavin' with a shard o' mirror. Just a minute, Tom, I'll trim my mustache and come to supper, Wyatt called without tinnin. I want to look prime. Meb a lady'll show. I ain't Tom, sir. I'm Sheriff Harrington. And that mustache already looks like a masterpiece. Wyatt nigh sliced his mustache when he heard that, whirling round and raising his hand in salute, dropping his razor what landed plumb by the sheriff's boot. Pleasure's mine, Sheriff. I've heerd tell o' you. And I owe you, says Harrington. So I'll be straight. We need a tax collector. Pays $75 a month and $30 up front. But you gotta run for it. Ain't like roping stray cows. Wyatt blinked like he'd heard a tall tale. Taxes? I know how to corral outlaws, not tally coins. Last time I counted anything, it was bullets in my 6-shooter. The sheriff grinned wide as a lottery winner. Then you'll corral the money too. And folks ruther have an honest man what don't know cipherin' than a bookkeeper what knows how to filch their poke. Come Sunday, Wyatt showed at church with his new hat shining like a senator's. Locals whispered, "That fella looks too slick for a blacksmith. Meb he's a stray actor?" And the Reverend himself shook his hand, saying, "God bless you, boy, and grant you patience." After service, the farmers egged him on. "We need an honest man, Wyatt. You're it. Not like the last un, who skedaddled with our money and is likely sippin' whiskey in California now." Wyatt give a sly grin. "Honest I am. Just don't ask me to sing in the choir, or I'll spoil the meetin'. Last time I warbled, it commenced to rain, and I reckoned it was my doin'." Wyatt took the dare, moving into the home o' respectable Nicholas Sutherland, where he had a clean room and could ready hisself for the election, which meant practicing smiles and howdy-dos in the looking-glass. One evening, at supper with the Sutherlands, his hostess says, "Mr. Earp, you ought to know the folks o' Lamar love yarns. If any you want to win, spin 'em a good un. But don't stretch it too far, we know how cowboys yarn." Wyatt scratched his neck, chuckling. "I got yarns aplenty, ma'am. Just got a mind not to tell the ones where I got licked, or the one 'bout Rowdy eatin' apples off folks' trees." So commenced Wyatt Earp's campaign in Lamar, with jokes, tales, and a sly smile under his mustache. A mustache that, twixt you and me, was likely his secret weapon, drawing votes like a magnet. And the people, plum-tuckered o' thieves and windbag promises, eyed him with growing trust, thinkin', "Leastways this un won't vamoose with the money, likely cause Rowdy'd chaw his hat if he tried." And after all, who else could gather the town's coin but the man who'd gathered the dust o' the West in his boots, kept hisself clean-shaved with a combed mustache, and could make a body laugh, even over taxes?